We are told in Surah An-Nisa, verse 3, wherein this is, I hope, will not be misunderstood, but this is a verse in which it says, and if you can be fair to marry as many as 4, but if you cannot, marry just one. One is bound to ask, if Muhammad...
He didn't quote the verse correctly. He was saying Surah Nisa, verse 3, or something to the effect. The Quran says, marry women of your choice by 2s and 3s and 4s, but if you cannot do justice between them, marry only one. The only religious book, I'm saying the only religious book on the face of the earth, which has this expression, marry only one, is the Quran. There is no other book on earth.
A Muslim husband may cast his wife adrift without giving a single reason or even a notice. The husband possesses absolute, immediate, and unquestioned power of divorce. He can simply announce to his wife, I divorce you 3 times, and she's gone. No privilege of a correspondent.
But he's supposed to have known the Quran. There is a chapter in the Quran, the whole chapter is called Surah Talaq, meaning chapter divorce. You must have read it. Surah Talaq. Talaq means divorce. At the outset, Brother Shorrosh, he said he has been studying the Quran for 2 years now. 2 years. Sure. See what the Quran says, please, brother. And then point a finger at the Quran and say, look.
In Surah Al-Baqarah, verse 256, we are told there is no compulsion in religion. La ikraha fid-din. It was very different after Muhammad's power was established. When the Muslim armies went forth to attack the surrounding tribes and nations, they offered them 3 options: Islam, tribute, or the sword. Incidentally,
I said, look, my brother Shorrosh, you are a proof that the Muslims didn't use any compulsion for 1,400 years. For 1,400 years, you and your other Christians, whom you now say number 14 million, they lived in our midst. In Egypt, the Muslims have been the overlord of that country for 1,400 years. For a few years, the French came, for a few years, the British came, but overall for 1,400 years, the Muslim has been ruling that land. And yet, today, you can boast there are 10 million Coptic Christians in Egypt. If there was compulsion of any kind, there would not have been a single Christian left in the country.
we are told that when the treaty with the Meccans was to be signed by Muhammad, they refused to acknowledge him as the Apostle of Allah. Relenting to their demands, he struck out that title and wrote with his hand, instead of Muhammad, Rasulullah, Muhammad, son of Abdullah. A second incident.
And he lied again about the history of Islam, that at Hudaybiyah, Muhammad changed the words to Muhammad ibn Abdullah instead of Muhammad Rasulullah. What the Holy Prophet Muhammad did was, he is instructing the scribes, when the Quraysh, the pagans, the mushriks, when they objected to Muhammadur Rasulullah, Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, he told the scribe, cut off Muhammad Rasulullah. So the disciple, in love and feeling, they said, no, we can't cut it off with our own hands. We can't cut it off. We can't say that Muhammad is not Rasulullah. So now what to do? The treaty was being jeopardized. So the Holy Prophet is asking, where are these words, Muhammadur Rasulullah? So he saw the word Rasulullah and he took the pen and he marked it off. That is what he did. He didn't put Muhammad ibn Abdullah.
In Surah Al-Baqarah, verse 106, ما ننسخ من آية أو نفسها أو ننسها. Right?